to the next update, to the VxRail video update, guys. This is episode 3. Thanks again for everyone for joining us. Our subscriber base has been growing. Guys and gals, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, keep growing the customer base here for us. Keep watching what we have to present. Today, we have the usual cast. We got Philip Armstrong, Joe Maurer, and Jeremy Merrill. Joining me, Curtis Edwards. We're going to be talking about various things. And of course, at the end, we'll open it up to discussion. So we got a couple things for you guys today. There's updates to VxRail software with version 7.0.370. We're going to talk about multi-cluster management with Cloud IQ. We're going to talk about Dell Tech World, right? It's here, it's upon us. We're going to talk about some things dealing with APIs. Kick it off. Let's probably start down the path of, let's see here. Let's talk about 7.0.370 first. So Jeremy, can you give us a little bit of update as to where we're at with 7.0.370 VxRail?
Yeah, we just posted 7.0.370 recently in the last week or so. Big thing with 7.0.370 picks up vSphere 7.0 Update 3D from a release perspective, which has a couple fixes in it if you look at the release notes associated with it. From a VxRail perspective, a couple behind the scene things that are being done inside VxRail Manager, just from a management orchestration perspective, but not a ton from a functionality perspective. So this is really more of a security vulnerability patch type release than what we would deem as a major VxRail functionality release. But it is something to look into for our customers out there, especially if they look at the release notes from VMware with regards to 7.0 Update 3D in conjunction with the release notes for VxRail 7.0.370. Just see if there's anything out there that you fall into that you need to be aware of or that you need to patch. It's out there, it's available, and it's ready to go.
Any hardware dependencies that we talked about last month or anything in regards to 7.0.370 that's going to be needed?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I don't know if anybody else has anything to add. I mean, I'd up level that real quick and say, that's one of the big benefits of hyperconverged is it's more about the software, less about the hardware more than anything. So that should help us out. I don't know if Philip or Joe, I can't think of any hardware dependencies.
No. Yeah.
Good.
Even though I'm working 370. Yeah.
So that's it. That's it for 370. Just quick and simple, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Staying current.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving then. This might be a short video this month. Cloud IQ, multi-cluster management, right? Cloud IQ now supports I'm going to put intelligent in quotation fingers. Really, I shouldn't have done that. But yes, you guys know what I'm talking about. Multi-cluster lifecycle management operation, including pre-checks, software download, and cluster update operations for all things VxRail. Joe, can you walk us through a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. And truly, it is truly intelligent multi-cluster system management. I know that's a mouthful, but basically.
Yeah. I really don't know why my fingers went up to quotation automatically. It's just sorry.
As Curtis alluded to, it's the ability to do lifecycle management from our cloud-based portal, Cloud IQ, really effectively a very centralized, consolidated portfolio or a portal for Dell Technologies products. So it spans at a very high level everything from things like PowerEdge servers, obviously our storage platforms, data protection, and of course VxRail, which we're talking about here today. And one of the first products to really have an active management capability tied into Cloud IQ, and that is that intelligent multi-cluster management functionality. And specifically, there are kind of 3 core things that I'll say that are part of that active component, and it's the pre-check ability to be able to run a pre-check prior to doing an LCM, an upgrade, and then staging the upgrade bundle. So being able to push an upgrade bundle down to your clusters through the Cloud IQ portal, and then actually executing and running an active upgrade through the Cloud IQ portal. And I guess one of those things that I think maybe at some point we'll do a demo, or we can point a link to a available demo online. But having that ability and seeing it is kind of one of those neat things that probably speaks much better than what I can kind of talk to here in the brief video update. But
so that ability. Those abilities, those 3 things that you talked about, I mean, you can do that in a traditional, just a standalone VxRail. You don't need Cloud IQ for that, right? The benefit here is the multi-cluster aspect of it, right? For the larger enterprises.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just going to add to that, Joe, is like, our VxRail customers that have been using VxRail for a couple of years now. We've had this functionality in the My VxRail portal. Now they'll be able to consolidate that with Cloud IQ and get that functionality there, so that now they can view all their VxRails with all of their other Dell products and get that functionality for the active management to do the updates. So I think it's a win-win for customers that are looking at VxRail and wanting to move forward, in our existing customers that have VxRail and other Dell, products in the portfolio.
Yeah. Real quick, the other thing that I'd add, especially talking to some of our customers that have multiple clusters through many vCenters across the globe, I think one of the most overlooked things that Cloud IQ gives is a simple view of all of their clusters. And if you just click on HCI and you look at it, you see all of the versions across all of the clusters. So it's, even outside of what we can do now with updates and stuff like that, just straight from version control and being able to say, oh, look, I've got, 200 clusters and 185 of them are all on the same version. What happened to these other 15? Why are they ahead or why are they behind if I do have strict version requirements in my environment?
Yeah, and great point.
Joe, was this
Okay,
was this the last component that's necessary for the complete migration of My VxRail over to Cloud IQ, or are there still other components that are still being worked on?
This is effectively the last major component. There's still the My VxRail portal is still available, but obviously everything is being moved and kind of the direction will be Cloud IQ. And I guess one of the things we can do maybe as part of this, we can put links to Cloud IQ in the summary of what we've got here. And as part of that, if you haven't already, take a look at Cloud IQ. It's something that you have access to as part of support enablement with Dell. And even I'll mention as well, there is an evaluation to be able to test and try this out without actually paying for the full active management functionality. So you can try it out, kind of a trial before you actually go down the full path of saying this is valuable to me, and I potentially want to pay for this.
So you said it, but I'm going to reiterate it one more time here. So if our customers that are currently using Cloud IQ for other products in their environment, they can go to Cloud IQ right now, and they'll be able to see the HCI with the multi-cluster management. That's what you're saying, right? Right now.
As long as they've got the connectivity, as long as we've got our support dial home connectivity enabled in their environment, they will be able to see their VxRail cluster information showing up in Cloud IQ today.
Awesome. All right, let's keep it moving. Dell Tech World. Who's going? Who's not? What are we going to talk about?
Jeremy?
I'll be out there. Looking
Jeremy's
forward
going.
to it.
Okay, guys.
It'll be nice, right? I wish all four of us could be out there. It's been a while since we've been in the same facility. I do get to see Curtis every once in a while because we're near and close to each other physically.
Yes, sir.
So that's nice, but it would definitely be nice to see everybody. But yes, I will be out there. Ton of meetings, still a lot of excitement and desire from customers to either hear about the VxRail roadmap. And I even have some meetings where, account teams are saying, hey, their customers are still looking at, bringing VxRail. They're ready to make that jump into VxRail and hyperconverged in their data center. And so I'll be doing some of that. I'll be participating with Daniel from our tech marketing team on a session. I pulled up the title to make sure I had it correct. It's VxRail Innovation 6 years on, then, now, and into the future. And Daniel's going to kind of cover some of the historical aspects of VxRail over the last 6 years, which seeing that presentation is a little mind-blowing. Just to see how fast we've grown in 6 years, not just from an install base, but just from a technology perspective in adopting all these different hardware platforms that we've talked about. And then I'll go through and demo some of the lifecycle management stuff that we have out there. Joe and I have worked over the last week or so getting a satellite node up and running and inside our environment. So we'll be doing everything, as long as everything goes as planned, a live demo of the environment that we have that we all kind of demo from a day-to-day perspective. So looking forward to that. And then obviously all the booths and all that other fun stuff.
That's pretty awesome. So once again, give us a title one more time. And is there a session ID?
It is VxRail Innovation 6 years on, then, now, and into the future. And the ID is 9958P, as in
9958P. All right. So when somebody comes back and looks at this video later on, they want to find that, they can go find it. All right. Last topic. It's going to be a broad topic. I'm just going to say APIs. Who wants to take it?
I'll start.
Right.
Just because it's something it's familiar. We've got again kind of continual update and activity, very API forward approach with VxRail, so that we're really effectively any function that you can do in the GUI interface can be done via API, and even sometimes above and beyond that, there is some functionality that you can do via API that it's a little challenging and tough to kind of sometimes figure out how to wrap that in a GUI. So very nice to be familiar with what we're doing from an API perspective. There are, of course, all of our public docs or docs that you can get to our API references through Dell support site and through our tech docs, tech pubs site. But in addition to that, one of the things I'll highlight and bring up is that we have a local reference that's on VxRail and hosted on the VxRail manager. And that's just recently, one of the things to bring up is that that's been moved over to very, very common, kind of somewhat of an industry standard stoplight based API tech reference. And so now having stoplight running directly on VxRail manager, you can point to your VxRail manager host name, IP, with the link to the documentation, the API docs, and have a stoplight interactive documentation portal and capability directly hosted on your VxRail manager. Nice thing is it's directly aligned to the version of VxRail manager, so that you know that the APIs that you're getting a reference to are aligned with the VxRail manager that you're working with. So that's always kind of a nice feature function. And just to add it, we have deprecated, we have had a previous API doc reference, which was Swagger, but again, it's now Stoplight. So if you're familiar, and it really not much of a major shift going from Swagger to Stoplight, but just the fact that Stoplight has kind of become almost a de facto standard for that type of documentation.
Okay.
And I'll add real quick. Yeah, I was going to add real quick to Joe's thing with the interactive API. You know, for those that are intimidated by APIs, or you're unsure about it, it's phenomenal. It can make you look like you understand APIs. I am in that boat, but I can go through and demo our API pretty easily, because it's quite simple, and it lays it out very easy to follow. You just give it some credentials, and it spits out commands for you as well, or you can just run that command natively from within the web browser. So it's pretty slick for those.
But you guys heard it here first, right? Jeremy Merrill said he's happy to demo the APIs for anybody that wants it.
I said it makes it look like I know what I'm doing when I demo APIs.
Yeah, and the key thing there also with APIs is our customers that are running VCF on VxRail. If you log into SDDC Manager and you want to explore APIs capabilities around VCF on VxRail, we have in SDDC Manager the Developer Center, where it has our VMware Cloud Foundation on VxRail API reference guide. If you want to take advantage of that to go and explore, what APIs are suitable for VCF on VxRail as well. So we got multiple options there.
Awesome. Well, guys, I think that's all I had on the docket. Philip, thank you for throwing in the VCF and VxRail aspect there. That was my next part, but you just addressed it. Thanks again, guys. Another great update 3, episode 3, I should say. Again, for those that are watching, please, if there's comments, questions, insight, desire to see certain things, or desire for certain topics, please feel free to put it in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and enjoy your day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome to another update for the.
That was great.
Curtis just froze on me. Is it?
I got you.
I thought we lost you.
We should actually get an outtake.
This is going at the end.
We don't need
This
that
is
anymore.
going at the end.
Well,